Make Better Documents. Hi, I'm Cassandra. Welcome to another episode of Make Better Documents. In this document series, we'll take a look at different documents. We will discuss 3 good things about a document and 3 things that could be better. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at an annual report presentation created by Coca-Cola. Firstly, let's scroll through the entire document. Okay, let's discuss 3 good things. The first good thing about this document I want to mention is the navigation. I'm sure you noticed as we scroll through that it has the navigation on every single page. It's up in the top of the page. Along the top line, they had the different sections of the document, and then below that, they actually had the different subsections within the document. And then these are all clickable as well, which is great for interactivity. So we can jump straight to the CEO message, go check out the packaging, click on people, and then we can see the diversity, equity, inclusion, and go straight to those sections. Something else that's good about this document is that it's been made super widescreen for the screen. So this is a screen first document, and you can see the different ways that they've really utilized the super widescreen aspect. You can see on most pages that they have columns, and they've kind of broken the content up into like the left-hand column and the right-hand column, and then within that they've got sub-columns. On some pages they've used a full page picture. They've clearly been using a grid within this widescreen structure, so that's why you can see sometimes the column of type of content has shifted from like between left and right a little bit. So you can see here they've got 3 columns in the left-hand side for one part of the content, and then a column over on the right for a different part of the content. And then you can see how they're utilizing these 5 columns of content in different ways throughout the whole document. This is a page where having the full widescreen is wonderful, where you can see each of their different types of products all lined up in a row like that. It's just wonderful. And here on this page, they've used the whole widescreen by racking up tons and tons of icons for each of the different things that they want to share with you at a glance. Some pages they've just used a full page as an image, and that looks wonderful too. Here's an example where they've actually gone with 2 columns, left and right, basically straight down the middle. And here's another example where they've done very much a split. Left-hand column, very tiny, but then the rest of the page, they've really used that horizontal space. The next thing that's really good about this document is they've just used really simple graphs to show off their data, and they've used brown color. You don't need to be more complicated than that. So here's some example with the red. Another graphic here where they've just kept it really simple in terms of actually incorporating graphic and image to explain data. Now let's take a look at some things that could be better. The first thing that I think could be better is just around font sizes. I understand that a caption can have smaller text, and the key or the legend for a graph can have smaller text. This is where context really helps to define what text size can be. But you do need to check to make sure that your text doesn't get too small. So on this page, for example, this footnote is quite tiny. Another very tiny footnote. Even the position and which company this man works for is very tiny. You'd have to zoom in to really see that. Something else that could be better about this document is around making sure that your colors have enough contrast between them. So on this particular page, we can see this graph, and whilst it's nice that they've used minimal colors, the colors are actually incredibly close to each other. So it would be very hard for someone with color blindness to actually see the difference between each of these colors on this chart. And here's another example here. These 3 tones are just so close to each other. This sort of browny color, ochre color, and this orangey color. I would say that someone with color blindness would not be able to see the difference between those 3 colors. And even this blue and green, for a lot of colorblind, they wouldn't see a difference between those. Something else that could be better about this document is just being really careful about placing labels onto any sort of graphic, especially a map. People will notice. So for example, here when we do zoom in on the map, the locations where they've put the labels mostly make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, these are all in the right places. But then when you take a look and they show you India is kind of half underneath this 6, and Mongolia, China is definitely under the 7, but this 8 is for Japan and Korea. It should really be more up in this area. And then Australasia and Oceania covers not just the Indonesia where the label is marked, but it also covers Australia and New Zealand. So I think it would have been better if they put the 8 up a little bit higher and the 9 just over a little bit more towards all of Oceania. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make better documents, making the world a more beautiful place, one document at a time.